All right, in section 2 we look at ellipses, which an ellipse is the set of all points in a plane whose distance from two fixed points in the plane have a constant sum. The fixed points are the foci. So if you look at my picture here, we have a couple of little x's. There's more than one focus, so that's something that's different than what we had in a parabola. If you look at the standard form, I also have both the x term squared and the y term squared, and the whole thing is going to equal 1. I drew in a couple of different values. A is the distance from the center to one of the, what's called a vertex in an ellipse, one of the vertices. B is going to be the distance from the center to a different one. So in a problem like this, and C, by the way, is the distance from the center to the focus. So A is called the semi-major axis. Okay, it's half of the whole axis. So totally across the ellipse, the long way is going to be 2A. Okay, that's the major axis. B is the semi-minor axis, and that's going to go from the center to one of the points along the minor axis. So the whole minor axis is going to be 2B. So that's from here to here. And then C is what we call the semi-focal axis. And so that's from the point from the center to there. So if I took this picture, which I tried to draw and put in, okay, I would say that the center is at the point -1, 1. I have foci at 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 1, and 2, 1. And I have vertices. Now, your book only puts 2 vertices. I usually do 4. They only put vertices at the ends of the major axis, but I do also the ones along the minor axis. So I would prefer that you put all 4. So I would have something like -6, 1. I would have something like 4, 1. I would have something like -1, 5, and -1, -3. Okay, so let's look at what the equation of that would be. So since the center is at -1, 1, if I do x minus -1, this would show up as x plus 1. So it's going to be just like with the parabola, it's the opposite of what's in the parentheses. And if I have y minus 1, I'd replace this. Now my major axis here, my semi-major for A, since I'm going from the center here to the focus at -6, 1, A is going to be 5. So in the denominator I would have 5 squared. And B is going to be 4, because if I go from the center to the top there. So this would be B squared. There is a relationship, a Pythagorean relationship between A, B, and C. In an ellipse, it's that A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared.